Hey guys, it's Lindsay from Perfectly Bookish 5, and this is my November wrap-up. This month I read 10 books. The first one I finished is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the third and final book in the series, so I don't want to say too much on it because there's 2 other books to read before it. But our main character, Evangeline, she has something that happens to her kind of at the end of the second book, and it plays off a big part with this story. And then we have 2 male leads, Apollo and Jax, and they're each trying to help her in different ways. So one of them helps her to kind of try to get his own way. Another one is helping her to actually help her with the problem. But with the series, the second book was my favorite, then this book, then the first. I really like this Barnes & Noble's edition. I just love the color, and I really like what's under the dust jacket. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Next book I read was Wretched by Emily McIntyre. It is the third in the series. It has to do with some fairy tale retellings, but is on the darker side. This one has a Wizard of Oz vibe. Well, it's supposed to, but I didn't get too much Wizard of Oz from it, but I really did enjoy the book. Our main character is part of a mob gang family, and then a character that she gets interested in, he is an undercover cop. And I really like how our main female character is just like in your face, not afraid to do or say certain things. I mean, she's going to be that way with the family that she was raised up in, but I found this book really interesting, and some stuff goes on with her sister, and there's not the best relationship there, and she doesn't have the best relationship with her dad, but she does stuff because of who her dad is, and the family that she's in doesn't always get credit for what she does, and it's just a really interesting book. I think it's been my favorite out of the series so far, and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Strange Hymn by Laura Thalassa. This is the second book in their Bargainer series, and I thought this one was okay. I gave it 3 stars. Callie, our main character, lots of stuff happens at the end of the first book, and we're carrying over into this one with how some things proceed. And her and Desmond, they're going through the motions in this book, which for me that means it's kind of like a filler book. I wasn't that interested, or I couldn't get into it. And I really enjoyed the first book, so I was a little sad on that. But things were slow for me. That's what I'm looking for. And I will keep reading. There's another book in the series, but this one just was more of a filler for me personally. Next, I read Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book to Fourth Wing. I actually enjoyed this one more than the first book. I thought I could connect with the characters a lot more. There's a lot more deeper things going on. Our main characters, I feel like there's some growth from the first book. There's a lot of action. There's still some mystery in here. And overall, like I said, I enjoyed this more than Fourth Wing. I gave this 4.5 stars. I read Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book of the series. I didn't care for the first one. I believe I actually DNF'd it. I can't remember if I read it all the way through, but I really did enjoy this one. Our 2 main characters meet up again. They already known each other, but then they find out they're both camp counselors at a camp, and it was funny. It was getting some vibes like, is Jason going to come out and make an appearance? But they both have some different troubles going on in their lives, and they're able to connect with that. And I just really enjoyed the dynamic between the 2 characters. There was a cute saying of 2 happy endings and unlimited pets, and I really like that. But I found it to be a really enjoyable read. Then I listened to Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, and I wasn't sure if I was going to give this book a try. I found most aspects of the book, from what I heard, to be something that I thought was worth reading, except I was worried about this one part. Cheating is like one of my triggers for reading. I'm not going to enjoy a book that has cheating in it. And I asked my friend, she had already read it, and she told me some things without telling me, so I thought I could still give it a try. And I still did really like the book because all in all, it didn't affect me the way I thought it might. But this book has a lot of trigger warnings, so please look at it if you're going to give it a try. These sisters, one of them is getting married, and the sister who is not getting married is in a sticky situation, and the fiance goes to pick her up from the situation that she is in, and the couple ends up getting kidnapped. Now I should say couple because they're not the couple, it's the sister and then her sister's fiance, so the brother-in-law to be. They end up getting kidnapped, so there is a lot of intense stuff that goes between them. So like I said, please check for trigger warnings. I'm not going to say much after that because it will give some stuff away in the book. You can always check out my review on Goodreads if you'd like. But yeah, so it was an intense read. Haven't read anything quite like that before. And I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think it was written well for the intense stuff going on. This was my first read by Jennifer. And ultimately, I am glad I did give it a try. Like I said, it did affect me in the way that I thought it could. I tried listening to Honey Trap by Tate James. I gave this 2 stars, unfortunately, because the other stuff I have tried of Tate's before, I have really enjoyed. And if I'm remembering correctly, because I didn't totally enjoy this book, I think there were some, like, killers for hire and other jobs like that. And so when I first started the book, I thought it was going to be really, really interesting, and then it ended up taking a turn, and I didn't like the turn that it took. And with that, then how some of the characters were acting. So this book, unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. Now coming to my favorite read of the month, Fate of a Royal by Emma Jones and Meagan Brandy. I have a different video with a review of this book. This was a 5-star read for me. This is the first book for the duo in their series. I did a lot of tabbing in here. I am trying to annotate more, so I did a lot of that in here. So I just looking at this, I noticed my bookmark is still in there, and I do already have a sticky note because I'm hoping to get it signed because they're both going to be at some signings I am going to this year. But anywho, we are on a college campus. London goes to one campus and Knight goes to another called Rathview, and the name of that has some importance to it. And Knight is at college with his brothers, and they are quite mysterious. They run into London at a hockey game because their best friend plays for the hockey team at her college, and the brothers play for the hockey team at theirs, and they just kind of have a strange little encounter. And then later on, London is walking by Knight's, it's not his home, but a house party, and she is able to see some stuff going on that she shouldn't be able to see, which intrigues Knight, and he has a pull towards her. So Knight and his brothers, they are mysterious and magical beings, and Knight can't figure out why he's having this pull towards a human girl. So there is a lot of intense stuff that goes on between London and the brothers, and I just loved the world that they were in, and I liked the mystery and the magic. And at the end of the book, there was something huge that happened. Well, 2 something huge events that happened. And I just really loved this book, but I won't go more into it. If you would like more information on it, you can watch my other video where I talk just about this book. Next, I read An Arc of Broken Dreams by Corinne Michaels. I did not read the first book to this series, but I was very fortunate enough to read the second. This follows the Whitlock family, and we have 2 single parents in this book. Both of them are widowers, and their kids are, I think, 3 years old, and it is a small town. But ultimately, they kind of connect through their kids going to the same school. They end up making a deal, and they start fake dating. Our male character, he's trying to start up a business, but everyone with the small town vibes, they want a family man or someone who's dating and it looks like he can make a commitment to someone. And our female character has to go back home to a wedding, and she's tired of everyone feeling sorry for her when she goes back home, so she just kind of wants to show him, like, I'm okay, I don't want to be the person that everyone is staring at every time I go back home. So they make a deal to fake date, and things go from there. The story was really cute, and of course I did have some tears. Corinne was pulling at my heartstrings in this book, and the kids are super cute as well. And now I'm gonna have to go back and read book 1, and I will read up on the future Whitlocks because I really did enjoy this story. I haven't read Corinne in a while, and I was so glad to read her again because I really do enjoy her books. Lastly this month, I read Faked and Fumbled by Gina Azizi. I'm sorry if I am saying that wrong. I did receive an ARC copy of this. I read something by Gina before and I really loved it, so I tried for this one. This is the first of the series, and I thought it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. So both of our characters are athletes, which I like that. Our female character plays on a soccer team and their male character plays on a football team. And this is also a fake dating situation. So I'm not gonna lie, after just finishing a fake dating book, I did compare the two a little bit, and I did like I said, that both of our characters were athletes. Usually lots of times when we read books, sports books, we just get a male athlete, so I like that the female was one as well. But something big happens right off the bat to start the story. I could say this because it's not going to ruin anything. It happens immediately, like the first couple pages, and our female character gets broken up with by her longtime boyfriend. I believe they were together since high school. They were together a really, really long time. And what was just hard for me right off the bat with this was she's about to play a soccer game. Her teammates are on the field ready to go, and somehow the boyfriend, soon to be ex-boyfriend, is in like the tunnel talking to her and breaking up with her. My problem with this is that a real sports game, this isn't going to happen. She's not going to pause, make a break for her boyfriend just to have this little talk. You're going to be out on the field. So it just wasn't believable to me. They could have broke up at a different time, like maybe a couple hours before the game. But anyway, this affects her game and mentally too. That's why you don't put yourself there with games, but this really affects her game and she gets hurt. So she ends up having to go back home, and her brother's on the same football team as our other main character, and they start a fake dating relationship because all of her friends want her to come on this annual trip that they have together, and she doesn't want to show up without anybody because her and her ex, their friend group is mutual. It has been for many years, and so knowing he's going to be there, and once you find out the girl that he is bringing on the trip, you do feel for her. It is a big betrayal to her who his girlfriend ends up being, and I do think our main female character is a bit dramatic at times, and I just wasn't feeling her. But I do really like the main character, Cohen. The main male character, Cohen, he just was really kind, always very supportive, doing what he could. But just overall, it was an okay read for me. I just needed something a little bit more and a little less dramatics from our female character just to put it over the top for me. Hey, there you have it, my November wrap-up. I'm hoping to end the year strong in December with a lot of books. I know I'm not going to get to everything I was hoping to when I set my goals for myself back at the beginning of 2023, but I can't believe there's only one more month to do a reading wrap-up for in December. And happy reading, guys. Let me know down below what you read in the month of November, or just what your favorite read in November was. Bye.